Steve Fosse's going to provide all of it at no charge for everybody, which I think is amazing. But at any rate, that promises to be lots of fun, and it's going to be a stat game, so there'll be silver points awarded, and lots of points will be awarded because we've already got like 22 or 23 tables worth signed up. It's going to be a big game because we usually get a surge right before the end of the sign-up period.
We need to sign up for the Christmas party too, or just balls?
There is no sign-up sheet out for the Christmas party yet. I don't know when they're going to put it out. They haven't told me.
But it is the 15th.
Yeah, they told me when the date is, and that's all they said.
They want to sign up for the tournament, did you say?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Sorry. I misunderstood you.
On the 8th, do you think we'll have 0 to 20 tables?
If there are enough of you guys, there will be a 0 to 20.
So looking at the number that signed up, you think more than likely?
More than likely. And I'm going to be here, so there will be a 0 to 20 if they're Listen, they've tangled with me more than once on this issue. They know what happens when Mama's not happy. Nobody's happy. We went through this a year ago, and they're still reeling. So, yes, I did. I was not very nice because I told them repeatedly they were going to have plenty. There were 7 tables of 0 to 20, and they still did not make a separate section. And I was what you could say loyally pissed. That's so. And if I think about it long enough, I will be again. So, at any rate, I'm going to be here this time. I will not be here for the Christmas party on the 15th. My husband bought tickets to something out of town that day, long before we knew there was going to be anything. I'm going to come in and help them make coffee and whatever, and then I'll have to take a powder. But that's going to be a unit championship game, so that one will pay nice points too, but they'll be black points rather than silver. Let's see, and they're going to provide the entree. I believe, this is what I've been told, okay? I don't hold me to anything about the unit's business because they don't include me a lot of times. But it's on the 15th, and then we are definitely planning to have a New Year's Eve deal here. That's why the TV is up and running, and we're going to be able to get the picture of New York City with the ball dropping and all that other stuff. And people have said that they might be talked into bringing something that's bubbly. So anyway, that game will start at 6:30 because we have a lot of people who like to play bridge on New Year's Eve, and we have a game on Monday evenings, and so we're going to plan to have something special, and maybe we can even get the unit to give us a unit championship for that game too. That'd be nice. So we also have a new class for ranked beginners beginning on February the 16th. If you know anybody that wants to learn, that's a Saturday, and I'm going to be doing it on Saturday morning. And after I get them to the point where they can join this group and the Thursday morning group, then we'll be folding them into one of those 2 groups. But people who never played, you guys may think that you're not very far along, but if we tried to bring in some ranked beginners, you would see just how far you've come. So I'm not going to do that to you. It takes a lot of patience, and we're just going to let them do their thing for a little while, maybe 2 or 3 months, but we're gonna hang with them. And then we have our own non-life master tournament on February 9th and 10th that will pay silver points. It's a 0 to 500. Don Davis is going to direct it, so lots of opportunities to get silver points coming up here. So you'll have all that you need for that rank when you need them. So, all right, let's do a little bit of review here about Jacoby transfers. Instead of my telling you guys, you're going to tell me how these hands should be bid, all right? So, let's have a look. Does everybody agree that this East hand is worthy of a 1-no trump opening?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. You have a bit of a ribbon problem if you don't open a no trump, don't you? Because you'll never convince your partner that you have 15 points if you don't open that
2 hearts.
Two hearts. For what reason?
Transfer.
Because he has spades, so 2 hearts is his correct bid. And what does the,
2 hearts transfer.
what does the one no trump bidder say?
Transfer.
It says transfer. And then what does he bid?
Spades.
Spades. Okay, the opponents are passing. Now it comes back to West. What does he bid now? Okay, we had, I heard 3 no trump, and then I heard a bunch of no's. Why is 3 no trump not correct?
There's the wrong age, 15 to 17.
No, we're not talking about that hand, we're talking about this hand.
Oh, okay.
Why is 3 no trump not the correct bid here? I heard a bunch of you say no.
Well,
Because you've got 8 spades.
you've got to fit in the.
You've got 8 what?
You got a bid.
8 spades, you don't have 8 spades, you have 5 spades.
No, but
You
said
You
why is
don't
it
know
not
you
a
got
fit?
it, so you want to do an invitation.
What is his next bid after 2 hearts, 2 spades? What does he bid next?
No, no spades.
He gets no trump.
Three
And he'll
spades.
take him to spades if he.
3 spades.
4 spades. There's 3
I
spades.
hear all kinds of different answers.
3 no trump. Because 3 no trump tells them that he has 5.
3 no trump says, I have enough for game. Does he have enough for game?
No.
No, he does not.
Say 3
He only has 8 high card points.
Right.
How many high card points does he need to assure game?
10.
10. So 3 no trump is not correct. We're going to strike that. Why is 4 spades not correct?
He doesn't know.
Well, he doesn't know how
He
many,
could be voiding spades.
he doesn't know he can.
Oh, no trump, has at least 2. yeah.
He doesn't know how many spades his partner has, does he?
2 or more.
So what does he have to do? He doesn't know yet where the contract is going to be played. What do you do when you don't know where? You have to ask questions or give partner more information. So Carol is right. 2 no trump is the correct bid. It says, partner, I have exactly 5 spades and I have enough to invite game. If you're on the top, bid either the spade game or the no trump game, depending on how many spades you have. If you're not, do what you, or correct 2 spades if you have 3 spades. So what does he do?
3.
3 spades.
3 spades, that's right. Now then, should this one bid 4 spades?
No.
Absolutely not. He's already told his partner that he has enough to invite game, but not enough to bid game. And by his 3 spade bid, he says, I'm on the bottom. So, bottom and bottom means no game. All right, same sort of situation here. East open to no trump again. If you notice, it's the same hand. But this one's a little bit different this time. What's his bid here?
10 points.
What's his bid? His bid is not 3 no trumps. What does he bid first?
2 hearts.
He bids spades?
2
No, he
hearts.
doesn't. Oh, I didn't bid hearts.
2 hearts.
He doesn't. He bids 2 hearts. Okay. And his partner says, transfer. And then he bids what?
2
2
spades.
spades. Now then we come back to the question again. What does he bid now?
4 spades.
4 spades.
He doesn't know how many spades his partner has. Does he? Yes. Now 3 no trump is right. Why is it right here when it wasn't right there? He has 10 points. Okay, 3 no trump. What does this fellow bid? 4 spades. Because he has 3 spades and he knows there's an 8-card fit. When you have 5 cards in a major suit, after you transfer, your next bid is some number of no trump. You don't rebid your suit when all you have is 5 because you told your partner you had 5 when you transferred. You never, ever, ever tell the same story twice. Tell it once. But don't stop bidding until you're finished telling your story. That's the other part of that. Okay, here's a different situation. This time it's West who opens 1 no trump. What does East bid? Everybody says 2 diamonds, is that right? Absolutely. Okay. What's he gonna bid?
Two hearts.
2 hearts. Now then, what's East rebid?
3 cards.
You told us no trump. You told us not to do.
Okay, I hear 4 hearts and I hear 3 hearts. Which one is right?
Yes, 20, yes, 20.
We have 9 points, but we have 6
Yes,
hearts.
10 points.
But you know you have at least 8 though.
You know you have at least 9 because, well, yeah, you know you have at least 9. So we're not going to bid no trump here. We know there's at least an 8-card fit, don't we? Because we have 6. So next bid is going to be some number of hearts.
3 cards.
4 hearts.
4,
Why is it 4 over 3?
because we got some extra points from it.
We've got 6, 9, 10, 11. This is the dummy, isn't it? Is that enough for game or not? Yes. So he bids 4 hearts. She who knows goes, right? Yeah. So she goes. Now then, for those of you who are not convinced that transfers are the way to go, I'm going to show you a little trick. You'll run into a lot of people too in some of the more advanced games who will want to play no trump even when there's an 8-card fit. They say, well, it pays better. If you can make 4 spades, you make it 420 if you're not vulnerable. But a lot of times you can make 4 no trump also, and that's 430, and that gives me a top on a board. Well, sometimes. Here's an example of why it doesn't always work. All right. This time, North is the dealer. What does he open?
One, no trouble.
Is that an ace?
It's ace, jack, 3, and hearts.
Does he have 18 points?
No, 2.
Okay, I hear 1 no trump and I hear 2 no trump. Which one's right?
2.
Why is 2 no trump right? Because there are 20 high card points. That's right. Don't lie to your partner. Right? Partners don't like that much. So, next guy passes, as is usually the case. This is East. There might be some foolhardy soul who would like to bid 3 spades on that. You'll get cracked if you do, and then you'll live to regret it. You won't have a partner the next week. Don't even think about it. Okay, here's South. What's he gonna bid?
3 diamonds.
Can't bid 2 diamonds over 2 no trump.
3 diamonds.
Or 3 diamonds.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
3 diamonds, yes. There are procedural penalties for insufficient bids, folks. Don't forget that. Okay, 3 diamonds. West passes. 3 hearts. Now then, what does he bid?
3, no trouble.
3 no trump. Yes, notice he only has 5 points and 1 for a doubleton. His partner's got 20. So it doesn't take 10 points to have enough for game anymore, does it? Remember, partner told you how many points he has. So believe him, at least until he convinces you he's not reliable. So, 3 no trump is the next bid. Saying, I have exactly 5 hearts, and I have enough for game, partner. What do you think? What is North going to bid now? 4 hearts. He has 3 hearts in his hand. So he's going to correct the no trump game to the heart game. He's especially a little nervous here about the spades situation. And he should be in no trump. Let's look at what happens if you don't use a transfer. If this guy bids 3 hearts and he bids 4 hearts, this hand is going to be down and this hand will be on lead, right?
Oh, okay.
Now,
That hand will be on you, right?
well, no, if this one bids 3 hearts instead of transfer,
Oh, okay, right.
this hand will be on the board. You still can probably make the bid here. But let's say that you're one of those pairs that is just going to play 3 no trump. What happens
The
when
spade
this
could
guy's
be
on
still-
lead? What's he going to lead?
The spade.
He's gonna lead a spade.
Ooh.
Ooh is right. They'll take the first 5 spade tricks and then they'll put the ace of clubs, 2, 4, down, 2. When 4 hearts is absolutely cold. Absolutely cold. Cannot be beaten. Now, the thing is that this is called, if this had one more, let's say instead of the 4 here, we had another card besides the 2, that could be called a hanging queen there, couldn't it? So when he leads the 4, through that queen, it's trapped here. So this guy should put the jack on it. He's going to keep that ace over that queen. If this guy has the king and the queen here, he's always entitled to 1 trick, isn't he? You cannot keep him from getting 1 trick. But if you play the ace on that first trick, guess what? He gets 2 tricks. He's only entitled to 1. So in this case, he would play the jack.
Wow.
He would play the jack. Now, the other situation, say they're in no trump, they end up in 3 no trump, and this one's on lead. He's going to lead the jack of spades, top of the interior spade sequence, right? They're still going to get 5 spade tricks. Absolutely. Even if there are 3 spades here, that queen is trapped. So, cannot make 3 no trump, no matter which hand plays it. But if you're in 4 hearts, you're going to make a bid and get a good score. You're going to get the score instead of the opponent's. Does this make sense?
Yep.
When you have a strong hand, especially no trump type hands, you often have holdings like that or that or this. These are called hanging honors. Leads through these kinds of holdings can be devastating, as you can see. You want the lead coming up to the hand that has these kind of holdings in it, not going through it. That's why transfers and stamen are important, and why they make a difference, and why the people who play them do better over the long haul than those who don't. Have I convinced all of you? Good. All right. One day a man took his father out to dinner in a restaurant. Now his father was well past 80, and he'd gotten to the point where he didn't hesitate to say whatever popped into his head. And so after a while, when a young man with, shall we say, very brightly colored hair came into the restaurant. I mean, he had some red and some blue and some purple, some orange, pink, all over his hair. Well, the old man stared, and he stared, and he stared, and he stared. And his son began to get very nervous, because he just knew that something was fixing to come out of his father's mouth. Finally, the young man looked over at the older man who'd been staring at him and said, "What's the matter? Didn't you ever do anything crazy when you were young?" And the old man looked at him and said, "Well, you know, matter of fact, at one point I had a one-night stand with a parrot, and I was thinking you might just be my kid."